Gosh, we need those fivefold leaders to train us up a bit, eh? But remember the story when Jesus sent out his 12 disciples? Did they get it all right? Didn't two of them come back and say, hey, those guys over there didn't listen to us? Do you want us to call down thunder and fire and just completely destroy them? And Jesus rebuked them and says, you do not know what spirit you're of. But instead of sending them to discipleship remedial training course, he sent another 70 out. Amen.
Amen.
However, we do need the fivefold to train us up in the way that we should go. But as leaders, fivefold leaders, we need to be willing to let people walk out and fall and make mistakes.
Amen.
Pick them up. Dust them down. Send them out. We're going to be talking quite a bit over the next few days about the gifts and about activations that we're going to do. But I want to lay a bit of a foundation about how this kingdom business works. You see, when you get a revelation in your head about what God has done for you, and how you have been forgiven, not just, oh, sorry God, I'm sorry. And most of the time we're sorry because we got caught. Not that we have a deep desire to serve God. Once you get that revelation of how much you are loved, and what you carry, then you will have both feet, both arms, your head, your heart, a whole body in God's kingdom. And nothing out there is going to even tempt you the slightest. Because you have found the one that loves you. Not the love that humans give to one another, or even best friends give to one another, but the love that will pull me out of the pit when I stink like a pig. And he will set me on the high ground, and he will give me an authority in his name to preach the kingdom. Then you know which camp you're in. You know which camp you're in. Are you on God's side or are you on the world's side? Chapter 13 of 1 Corinthians. When Paul writes this letter to the Corinthian church, they are very good at operating in spiritual things. But they have a few issues in this church. Like we've got this guy that's sleeping with his mother-in-law and refuses to change his ways. We've got all kinds of idol and satanic worship coming into the church. They're bringing all their stuff that they used to do when they worship the idols. And they're bringing it into the church. That sounds really familiar. We don't do that, do we?
Maybe not intentionally.
So God writes in this chapter, which is read out at weddings very often. And he sandwiches it between chapter 12 and chapter 14. He puts it in the middle of chapter 12 and chapter 14. Which are talking about the gifts, spiritual things. And he says, we have to love one another. And he tells us what we're like if we don't have love one for another. We're a clashing gong. We can have all the knowledge in the whole world. So much faith that we can move that mountain out of the way. We can give everything that we own for the poor. We can even say, burn me for Christ. But if we don't have love, we're nothing. Well, that seems a bit of a waste, doesn't it? Might as well keep my stuff. Right, so chapter 13 in verse 4. So 4, 5 and 6 starts to describe what love is. God is love and there's no shadow of turning in him. We all agree with that? So, this is described in what love is. God is patient and kind. So that father was watching out for his son to come home. How long has God watched out for us kids to come home? Or the kids that you know out there that are living a chapter in their life that's not good? And God's watching out for his kids to come home. You see, in that story now, we're no longer prodigals. We are the ones that show the rest of the children what the Father is like. Jesus said, if you love one another, that's what the people out there will see. That makes you different from the rest of the world. Okay, so the church is patient and kind. Maybe not. God does not envy or boast. The church does not envy or boast. Oh, this is getting close to home, eh? God is not arrogant or rude. The church is not arrogant or rude. I reckon there's nobody here that gets really mad at their neighbour, eh?
naye nga